Okay, good. So how can I get the day one session recording? The day one session recording has been uploaded in our YouTube. Okay, you can get the access from YouTube. Welcome all of you people. Okay, welcome for the day two session of SQL. Today we will be going through in terms of SQL data types. We'll be going through by introduction about the DDL language, and I hope that all of you guys have made your database up and running in your mobile phone or in your laptops, and it's all about doing the coding parallelly with us. We are also resuming our paper series, okay, in physical classes, also in online sessions. We are resuming the paper series in it. So on every Tuesdays from next week onwards, 10 o'clock, we will be having okay, we will be having a paper class series of discussing the A-Level 2024. So planning to complete on all the past paper questions one by one in detail with you guys. So make sure that you all check it out. So Vadatika Patanganwa. Yes, from May onwards, we are resuming back again. So Adatika Vadainam Patanganwa in detail. That game okay, so we have to work harder. 24 batch results ticket was really happy with those people. Okay, but they could have performed more. Okay, they didn't perform at all. Okay, but then few people have performed, few okay couldn't do it. Samara hinna, but then could have performed more. Okay, overall. Okay, the hard work ekata thawa perform karanda tibba. So I want you guys to perform well, and then okay, may parat pattama results tag gahanda thine. So page it's PM pa PM. We don't have it from May onwards only. We do have the series, right? So what is the software we have to download? Make sure that you check the day one recording, Raja, and then you come. Don't be an idiot. Gunik Windeba. Okay, more prashna hala, what to download and everything. Go and check the recording of day one. Other day one a path sorry. Okay, you shape the salute now. Parallel. Okay, right. So, Api, last class, okay, we went on by going through the code book. Okay, amendment section, okay, constraint section. I'll do it last. Okay, manthimate amendment constraint section. Okay, we have to go through in terms of the data types. Okay, and one by one data types. SQL types, and also we do have the different types of languages in there. So parallelly, okay, coding at Tekamayan. So we'll start off with the concept of okay, introduction towards the data types again. Now, what is this in detail of data types? Basically, the type of data you're going to enter into the data table. Okay, so refers to the type of data to be entered in a table. So we can restrict on what type of data you're going to enter. So that's what data type is all about. Something like in Python, we learned integer, string, game different types of data type. A data types, they have their own features and its propagations are also available. Page number 64. Once you know the data types only, we can apply these data types and we will be using in creating the table. So one by one, up detail jamu. Okay, what are the data types we do have? Number one, we do have character data type. Okay, where we can enter characters. Okay, these are categorized. Yes, padam patangate. Character data types. Characters any keys in a keyboard. Make it dekatino, varcha kilekatino, and cha kilekatino. CHAR varcha. Then we have a numeric data type, which you can enter numbers. Maybe we have int, float, decimal. These are the data types we're going to use it. To represent date and time. We do have, to represent date and time, we have date, year. It process timestamp. Okay, make it my team. You have other type of data type. Now data types, more than like 60-70 data types are available. We have binary data type, Okay, bool killer data type and then incha කියලා memo කියලා data type ඒක මේ පාර update උනත් දන්නේ විනාඩියක් දෙන්න. Okay, you don't these okay මේකේ bool කියලා එකක් තිබ්බා. hold on, bool is there, memo කියලා එකක් තියෙනවා. So these are other, so bool is available, memo numeric real date time unique table memo is also there, useful large amount of text available. Yeah, memo කියලා currency is there, auto number කියලා yes and no කියලා so these are different forms of data types which you can use it in our database management system tables. So අපි memo එකක් use කරමු. Sounds okay? Okay, right, these are the data types we have. Okay, in here, going on to the first one, char, the make, what are the things we will be using? We will be using these data type most of the time. Okay, these are the data types we'll be using. First one is cha and vacha. Cha and vacha can be used to enter character. So if you make your table in cha, if you make a table in chanang, you can enter characters. These characters can include A to Z, numbers from 0 to 9, and you can also include special symbols too, right? How to assign a char value? So when you're assigning, you have to say char, okay, and then you have to say the range of characters, var char, and then also you have to say the range of characters. How many characters you're going to enter? Char 255, 255 characters I'm going to enter. Varcha 20, 20 characters I'm going to enter. Now, what is the difference between a cha and a varcha? Cha is a fixed length character. Varcha is a variable length character. It allows you to have a fixed length of values and a variable length of values. Let's assume we do it like this. Cha 20 කියලා දාන්න. And then var cha 20 කියලා දාන්න. Okay, char 20 and var char 20. Let's assume in the database table, the user is entering Riyas Rushard. And then again, the user is entering Riyas Rushard. Okay, this is the entered data. Entered data. Entered data. To explain this char and varchar, this example is more suitable. Data type. So you have assigned that column as char and you have also assigned a column as vacha. So what is the difference in here is if you use char, it will use as you have used 20 characters. So it will allocate a space for 20 characters or 20 characters. He will assign 20. Like a rent. Okay, even though you stay in that house or not, you have to pay the monthly rent. A fixed size payment is given, a fixed size character. So 20 characters where the memory will be utilized. Okay, fixed length characters. If you are going on a rent and a rent but for 30 days you will have to pay. So even though you use it or not, you have to pay. Right? Vacha will just simply count the number of characters. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it will use the memory usage of 13 characters. If you use char, you can save space. Save memory space. Because it will use limited, okay, variable number of characters only use currently. Save memory space. But char is much more faster. Did you get the concept of char and vacha? Now, next you will be learning where to apply. So we are learning on the data type right now. Vacha will save space. I said memory space, it will. Yeah, vacha, no? Vacha will save memory space. Understood? Good to go. So what do you take standard? Uh, it's only for you, I think, Shama. If not, others would have said. Guys, is it getting lagged? No, right? Some student is saying it's getting lagged. Anonymous, how's that message? No, right? Ah, yeah. Now, it's from your side, Shama. Okay. If you use cha, it limits to 255 characters. If you use vacha, it used to 65,535 characters. Limit. The number of characters you can enter range. Okay. So if you use cha, they have limited only 255. Characters but if you use vacha, 65,000 characters. Understood. Clear. Guys, make a theory really okay அதுதான் concept. இது சும்மா இது விளங்காத conceptually until data types not the type of data you're going to enter. We can restrict it. Like features மாதிரிகளுக்கு validate பண்ணிக்கொள்ளிடும். What are the type of data you're entering? So under characters, you have cha and vacha, fixed size and variable size. If you assign cha, it will use a fixed amount of space. Vacha use பண்ணது தேவையான அளவு மட்டும்தான் he will be allocating or assigning. Guys, try to join live. So volunteer will recording balagin in the winne. But if you are having other classes or anything, fine. Have Haji. एक इच्छुरा उसी का कोई नहीं बाहर पर जादी cancel पढ़ना उन्डू में करेक्ट कर दिला टी हाजरा justice for हाजरा done. Okay, good. So let's see the next part. Next one. Okay, next one is int. Int and decimal are other two forms of assigning what is it? Assigning the numerical values. So int and decimal allows to enter numerical values. So you can enter what? Numerical values. So when you're using int, it allows you to hold, what is it? Whole numbers with right. So mostly used to hold what? Whole numbers than int dwelling you can store. So usually we say int kiladala, we say range. Range. Okay, example int, you can say 20. So which means what? You can have 20 digits. So make a range digits. Normally range you can also go for digits also. number of digits you can have. Decimal which used to hold a fixed point value or else a fractional value may decimal use karan. So fractional numbers store you can go with decimal. So AK you can say decimal. Okay, decimal make it dekak one is P comma S. P can precision and S can the total number of digits. Precision or else the decimal places decimal places. How many places can you hold? Right? So if I say decimal kiradala 3, 5 you can have a total of 5 digits. In that 5 digits, you can have 3 decimal places. You can have a total of 2 decimal places and the total number can go up to 4 digits. So 1, 4, 3, 2, make a 4 digits. But if you're going on like this, 3, 2. Total 4 digits. S okay, that is the scale, nor is the number of digits. Make precision, that's P. Okay, the total number of decimal places you can have. There another concept, simple as it is. So integer, very simple. What is it? In integer, you used to hold what numbers? Fractional numbers. Right. When you enter in the fractional number, you can say precisely how many fractional decimal places, how many number of integer values you can have it. Simply, he used to tell in precisely. So lesson easily. Okay, so if I use int 40 kilokeyword, you can have an average in this way. But if I say decimal, decimal kilokeyword, decimal 3,5 kilokeyword. In the memo. Sounds okay. Nice. Precision and value. Int has a range of numbers. Range from all the way from 0 or else loku number. A normal integer can go from 0 to 147483648 taking down minus this number down plus 48 precisely. So make a matter I'm just telling each other if they are going on a range. Me digit taking down any range. You can also define the size. Size you can also determine the size of it. Most of the time size. Size you can have what? In this is the range. Number size this one tells the number of digits. The width. Total number of digits. Okay, people wouldn't understand it. Okay, focus, guys. Number one, okay, when you're going on online class or physical class, make sure that you focus. Okay, put that silent line because if you get focus out, it will be different. Right. In terms in here, okay. So if you're going through in terms one by one, let's get it started again. You have int and you have decimal. Both of them are two different data types, okay, which you can enter data. Int used to hold whole numbers. Decimal used to hold fractional numbers. In int, you can say the size or the range. Okay, normally, most of the time, we will be telling the size only, suitable for counting items and whole number. Okay, requires less storage space compared to decimal. For an example, int usually require 4 bytes of storage. So most of the time, it will be using size. Size killing 20 the month, you can have 20 number of digits. Okay, and range you can also specify range also, but range good use karani. Okay, int different int, okay. Mid int, large int, small int, so different types of int normal, general int use karmo. So size it can have number of digits, the 20 digits pull. Decimal very simple. In a decimal number, a fractional number, what you have? A fractional number a fractional number. A fractional number will have what? The fractional value and this one. This is the fractional value and this is the integer part. Okay. In SQL, you can tell the fractional value as the precision. I then the piece is over. Okay. Integer part, but then you have the total part. Scale is the total number of digits. If they say 10 total digits, so now it includes the whole number and the fractional part. Okay, if they say 4, so now you can have only 4 digits. That 4 digits, okay, can include whole number or fractional value. Float same. Float la nivolo detail summa float, so na float is where you can have fractional value. But here you're going in detail and telling specifically, okay, idla itna digits na ed. Something like that. But in the note, P says total number of digits. Done. Nice. Same, sir. Yes. Here, hold on. The small decimal PP precision may the marker and only put back in there. May the will have to change it. Total size and the precision. May the marker remove. Hold on. This precision, total digits, and this is scale, that is the decimal fractional values. This is P and this is S. So if you say 4, 2, total says first. How will be question asked? Don't worry. Still, we all have not even studied. This is the second day. So, we can figure it out about the you will have total digits 5 and 3. Yes. Precise is the total number of digits. Samara D size and D kino. Good off deval dino. Is the call use kara size and D kira. Size and D. That's lazy. It was a P precise report. The updated note on it. Okay, good. Next is date. Okay, the meva kuma danata mata practical karanda because when you start making your table only, you will come across this part. Okay, so date we have 3 different types. You can simply say date. We have year is there, and then we have time stamp. In date, you write only the date, year, month, and date. Year, you write it like this. That's it. Timestamps on now you will have year, month, date, hours, minutes, and seconds. Okay, and also we have date time, okay, here you will have the date and the time. Timestamp and date time both same, goes on same way, right? Make a yeah, timestamp time with time hours, minutes, second. So if you assign dates on, you have to write it in this format. These are like where we use it on, okay, when user enters data, SQL can restrict the formatting. SQL can restrict the format of the entered value. Example, okay, date must be entered as year, month, date. So I also gave the explanation also here. Today we'll start to do the coding also. Side by side coding with करेंगे. So the format, so the date format and all fixed. Yeah, we can't change it. If you're changing Raja, it's a separate code tag. Separate code. So what we do it is, HTML linking, to format tagging. When you're entering, to may format tag, that is, this is like how it is being stored. But when you're viewing it, you can view it in any way you want. The way that is being stored in this way. We can change it, but kind of code tag. Yes. Full complete வேணுமா இயருக்கு 4 வரணுமா What is it for recording we use MX access. The code we use is a bit. Yes, ask. Okay. To For the database, we will be using PHP MyAdmin or else the Marriott database. And for coding, we use PopSQL. Other laptop users. Done and dusted. All good. Okay. Happy. say now we have the SQL types. We come across in different SQL forms. So what are those SQL types we are going to go through in there? So we are going to learn around three major type of SQL codes only. CRUD operations the mostly we will be using. So SQL management studio use but the complex CRUD operation you will be learning on how to create data, how to read, how to update, and how to delete. So you will be learning on coding on two forms. One, okay, for databases. And the second one, you will be learning the code for data. Databases and data table. For databases, for data table. We have set of command. You can create database, you can read a database, you can update a database, you can delete a database. You can create a table, you can read data from the table, you can update the table, you can delete the table. So there is a command for database and for data table and database. We call it as data definition language, DDL language. For data, you can enter data, you can read data, you can update data, you can delete data. To make it very simple, table data table good. May table you can add columns, you can add headings. Okay, ID, name, tail. Now, if you're doing changes for the table, okay, we call it as data definition language. Here you are entering data, no? Okay, you are entering data here. A, B, C, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4. If you're doing changes for the data, data manipulation language. Data manipulation language. Again, SQL, we have only two types of coding. One, a set of code for the data table and databases. One set of code for data. So in these both, you will only have four operations. Create, read, update, and delete. You can create a table, you can read a table, you can update the table, you can delete the table. You can enter data, create data, you can read data, you can update data, and you can delete data. Sounds good. So method create, read, alt, and delete. Here insert, select, update. Method delete no drop. Drop. Make command stick. Make command stick. In upcoming sessions. Yeah, select. DML, DDL, DCL, TCL. Data manipulation language. Data definition language. Okay, data manipulation language. We can say deals with table and database. Data definition language deals with data. Data control language is commands on data table. Transaction control के लिए क्या ने select and display data. So these are the commands we will be mostly using. What majorly दिखाई थी इन्हें गुड़ात्रुट. Full form, it's there here. DDL, data definition language. DML, data manipulation language. Okay. DCL, data control language. Okay, TCL, transaction control language. So SQL, we learned about data types: integer, decimal, vacha, cha, date, year, and timestamp. Second, we are learning on what? SQL types, language type. SQL like majorly language type decide. One is for databases, one is for data. Data definition language, data manipulation language. So read won't come for data definition language. DDL is the read வரும். இதெல்லாம் DDL language. இதெல்லாம் DML language. அது வழங்கும் உங்களுக்கு கோட் பண்ண we don't memorize we don't memorize at all these codes. அது வந்து with practice you will be getting. The use only has to specify what results to be. The database figure it out how to retrieve. Today I'll finish the create part of coding. Interesting ne. Yeah, तगड़ा homework खुद करना पड़ेगा. Guys, if I'm fast or good come out, let me know. I'll do it slowly. So sometimes they are not replying late for doubts and questions. That's why. Rima, most of the time they will be active. Okay. We will be informing them also, no problem. WhatsApp dark inquiries in the but I'll keep a note on that. Okay, I'll keep a note on that also. Thanks, ma. Okay, my message at the direct can balanang. So my message miss, you know, second. Stuck in WhatsApp these days, it's getting stuck. Okay, I had to delete my WhatsApp and take back again. As one of the half of the backup is gone. Okay, then I samaragi messages my reply करलत ने हे मशीन ने आके I'll tell your name. You are scolding them and what is it? I'll tell. Okay, done. Nice. Happy, good to go. Awesome. Nice. Okay. So சார் கோட் சொல்லி நான் கோட ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண பாடு இல்லையே இது இனி வரும் ஓகே கோட் வரும் ஓகே அது கோ த்ரூ ஸோ நவ் யூ ஆர் லேர்னிங் தி ஸ்ட்ரக்சர் ஐயோ சார் கோட் பண்ண மாட்டோமா வரும்பா கொஞ்சம் நீங்க ஓகே கொஞ்சம் பொறுமையா இப்போ okay we are learning on the structure so when you're learning the SQL you can write the SQL in capital or simple it doesn't matter okay it's good to end every line or else every code with a semicolon. A semicolon will terminate the entire line. So it will be considering as a whole line. We call it as the terminator. Okay. For a good practice, you can write capital or simple. It doesn't matter. SQLs are not case sensitive, which means you can write it in capital or simple. It doesn't matter. So you will be starting with a keyword. These are the keyword we call it as select from where order by. These are the keywords we do have. Okay. Keywords and whenever you are selecting you will either select the table or the column cannot be identifiers skill. Okay, we call as the identifiers. So you all know select what is it the the column country ID and country name. So identifiers can include table table columns. Identifiers can include columns or identifiers can include column names and databases. Select mostly columns. We'll be selecting the columns in there. Okay, and then this is also an identifier. May identifier table name. So what it says here, you are selecting the column country ID and country name from the table countries. Okay, region is equal to 1. May I expression part expression this whole section. How do you put this? This part we call it as the expression. So you are filtering the table. Expression. Good. Again, we have the keywords. Keyword clause CLUSC clause. These are all keywords. Guys, we don't memorize any code. Abhi code karna practice karla tamai. We will be learning the code. I have initiated a database for you all and making you all to execute it. So metana memory can be functions kila. These things supposed to be learning. Okay, make it can be label statement kila. Labels on you can label whatever the expression how you wanted. These are operators. Operators are available. These are known as expression. Sometimes you will be using something called as a dot. Concatenate, concat. These are like used to join. Okay, tell it more specifically. Artist.id, where artist.id. Artist is the table and ID is the name, column name. Expression group by name operator. This is the comparison operators. Comparison operator. Artwork plus label operators. Okay, normally an expression ne ka gattat You will have the identifier and the value is also there. Identifier equal to the value. It's a combination and expression has both of these. So idhila ivlo detail theveya no, these are like startup no එකපාරට මම කෝඩ් ඔයගලන්ට ගහන්න පටන් ගත්තොත් බලයි මොනවාද මේ වෙන්නේ පිස්සුද කියලා. So ඒකට තමයි getting it started little by little. Okay, පොඩ පොඩ include කරනවා. Okay, now only little by little we'll be learning. So all the important wording I gave it here. Yeah, okay, good. Guys, පොඩ්ඩ මම එහාටයි මෙහාට skip කරලා කරන්නේ so that coding එක පටන් ගන්නතොත් තමයි මේ ඔක්කොම you will be able to understand. So operator section, most of the time I'll try to skip it here because we will be able to do the coding. With the coding itself we'll be learning and ඊට පස්සේ අපි මේ theory එක ටක් ගාලා complete කරලා දාමු. So there are a couple of operators also. With the coding we'll learn and then we'll come and go through with the theory. It will be easy. හරිද? So මෙන්න මේ section එක මම එහෙම skip කරලා we are getting into the first type of coding known as data definition language, right? So let's get started into the coding. So මමත් ඔයගලන්ට එක්කම code කරගෙන ලස්සනට one by one let's get it started. So here I have already given the syntax. Finally we are starting. I have already given the syntax here. ඔයගලන්ට code එක විතරයි ලියන්න තියෙන්නේ. So there are three types of codes available. Data definition, data manipulation, data control. So mostly we will be learning these two, data definition and data manipulation. Data definition language controls databases and data table. This language allows you to control databases and data table. Okay, good. Allows you to control databases and data table. Make a commands create, drop, alter, truncate. Okay, so let's see one by one. First thing, if you want to see all the databases available in your table, we use a command called as what? Show databases. By using the command called as show databases, we will be able to see all the available databases also. Ogalanta practical karagene and diploma tekkama naan ipo thaan idu on aayittu ikkidu idu open aayittu load avudhu adu load aayittu varappol naalaiku avumo theriya but right vandiru it came right make a close kadamko right. I don't need to update any recording. Query run பண்ண தேவையில்லடா சல்லி எப்போ பார்த்தாலும் சலிதா ஸ்லிதா அதில் செய்கிறான் make use meeting. Okay, A level 2025. Mummy code there. I'm using the code PopSQL. I hope you all know. It's a text editor which you can deal with your databases. So you can also get connected to your existing database. Maestro database or you can connect to your local database. Let's get started connected to our online database server. Classroom server use okay, server connect karla. First command show database. If I click run, right? If I click run, the code is show databases. And make sure that you end your command with what? A semicolon. So this will give you all related database in your table. See, all our students have created pisu name use risk black. Okay, risk black. Okay, இன்னொன்று எழுதிச்சு okay இன்னொருத்தன் போட்டிருந்தானே okay என்ன நிகாப் லவ் ருஷ்ட சொல்லி இதெல்லாம் ஒரு டேட்டாபேஸ் ஆடா உனக்கு ப்ரொபோஸ் பண்றதுக்கு வேற இடமே கிடைக்கலையா okay இதெல்லாம் உண்டு your name database okay so people have used it உங்களாண்ட ஒரு database okay you can also create it in there. That's the first command. What is the second command? Let's create a database in our name. Okay, you already have created. So create database. You can create in your own name. Now remember, if you are creating a database with a space, it will give an error. Why? Because you can't have spaces when you are creating a table name. A table name should be a single word. So most of the time we will be using an underscore because if you use a full stop, it has another meaning. It's concat. You can't use any other special symbols except this. So I'm creating a database called Riyas Rushard database. So I can click this and I can run. It will show me. See, Riyas Rushard database. Shushi Baka. Okay. Ferrari database. Then now we are going to use the database now. So I'm going to use this whatever the database. So you have to tell the SQL, hey, I'm using the database from here onwards. Use Riyas Rushard. What do you mean by this? I'll be telling, so make a click kara, make a run kara. I'll be telling the SQL, hey, I'm using the database Riyas Rushard for all the coding. Then make code make delete if you click this and if you run on it, it will be executed. If you click this, if you run, it will get executed because each and every code is separated using a semicolon. So make code with right or make a click make a run with run nothing else. Okay, so make a part run line by line is interpreter. Okay, line by line part code run good. So show databases, create database school. So create database school. Normally, the word create is a keyword. So we will use the keywords in capital and the identifiers as in simple. Select the school database, use school. When you are entering the keyword, we'll have the keyword in capital. It's good. It's a beautiful way of writing, good way of writing. And we'll use the identifiers to be in simple. Show databases, create database, school, and then go inside the database. Now, make a mogalang gahan depa. You also use your own database. Use karan. Okay. Simple. Simple. So we learned on show the database, creating the database, selecting the database. We have made our tute much more interactive. I got full last good. Hari. Happy next quarter. Next one is making the table. Okay, so we are going to make a table in there. So create table statement looks like this. You will have the create table, column, data type, size, constraint, column, data type, size, constraint, column, data type, size, constraint. What is constraint? You're giving some rules and regulations. For an example, okay, let's assume we have a school database. Okay, right. May school database के we have drawn what? A student table. And then we are drawing student ID, name, age. Good. Okay, right. And then we say date of birth. Up age or age photo में. Age. This is the ER diagram. You can have it in capital or simple, it doesn't matter. But putting the keyword in capital is good. Keywords in capital is good. Right. So make a relational scheme. In relational scheme, you will have student ID, name, date of birth. We won't store the age. Why? Age can be calculated. Age can be calculated. In the age Hari. Now make table like a code karan. Make a code kara create table. It's a keyword we use in capital. Student. It will have a bracket, opening brackets, and within opening brackets, in the next line, we say each and every column. Okay, student ID is a column, name is a column, date of birth is a column. So there are 3 columns. Either three or the you will have space shape that sticky note tag use karkanda. 3 columns are there. Each and every column, you will have to say the data type. What type of column data you're going to enter it? Student ID, I'll say integer numbers. Name, I'll say characters. Closing bracket. Date of birth, I'll say date. For integer, you can give the size. Okay. How many digits? 10 digits. For name, you can also give the size. How many characters? 255 characters. For date, we don't give anything. Date, we don't give anything in there. We simply write it as date. Only for int and vacha, it comes. When you complete each and every column, you can also add a constraint. What is the constraint? What do you mean by this dotted line? Primary key. Yes, you can also give a primary key in that way. You can give a primary key also. Okay, how can you say? Primary key. If you say primary key, he will become a primary key. A column may give you put a comma. Next column may give now here name maker, I'm not giving any constraint. Okay, primary key na a normal thing. Comma. Date of birth so we will end a comma with a semicolon. So this is the structure we write here SQL code. Make a method prashnayak ne, but still we have a proper way of writing them. This is how we write. So we say the column names, student ID is a column, name is a column, date of birth is a column. After the column, we have to say what? The data types. Okay, student ID uses int with 10 digits. Name uses varchar with 255 digits, the characters. Date, obviously you will enter in the date. And then you are adding some constraints, some rules you can apply. Okay. So method number 255 part 20 you can put 20. Is the size is compulsory? Yes. For int varchar decimal and char size will come. For date, there won't be any size. Every column should complete with a comma except the last column. Anonymous, how did you type it? Can you show me? Screenshot on the phone. Abhi kaam code de gaam, okay? Counter screen share karla bhi karamu. Okay. Metana, if you give primary key, make it be primary key constraint. You can also say, hey, the name that you enter should be unique. You can say like this. Vacha, and you can say unique. That means what? Same name cannot duplicate. Similar to primary key, but it's not a primary key. It is unique. Okay. You can also say default. What is default? Let's assume there is a variable called city. Okay. City. Salary salary in 20 Now there is a person who is not getting salary, so he can't enter the data. Job okay, job there is a column called job, and you have to enter. But then there is the person has no job. So okay, you can say default. If the user didn't enter, if he keeps space, when no value is given, you can say jobless. So what will happen is, okay, it will be entering the data jobless. So if you keep it empty, SQL will put the word jobless. So we use inverted commas there because एक text करने. Okay. Not null that means what? You are telling name cannot be null. Not null. May not null लिखाई. Okay. May not null लिखाई unique के एक primary key. Not null when I primary key when I okay and unique when I unique sunna it should be a unique value. You can't repeat the same thing. Not null के लिए क्या cannot be empty. Cannot be empty. Primary key is separate. It's a key. Unique reference. Okay. Unique values. Unique values. Entries. Okay. Default thing I didn't understand. Default is something like this. Usually in a table, you have to enter data. Now, assume in this scenario, the user has to enter the job. But the problem is the user doesn't have a job. So he's keeping it empty. Set a default value for a column when no value is entered. So Hajara, if you didn't enter that column, the SQL will tell it as it's jobless. No job. I'll show you. Okay, practical. Next one. So without using the word unique, is it correct? Yeah, that's optional. These are optionals. Constraints are optional. All these constraints are optional. Optional. The one and the other. It was say doubt. Akil connection வந்து ஒழுங்கா செஞ்சில நான் வாரேன். I'll do the practical connection வந்து establish ஆகல. அதான் நான் கோட் வேலை செய்தில்லை. Kabir. Okay. Justice for Hajra, Hajra understood. If you don't say the range, he will take by default 255. Kabir. All of them are optional. Default optional, primary key optional, unique optional, not null optional. Like those are like restrictions. Constraints are like restriction. These restrictions are restrictions. Okay, a restriction that will give you the primary key, a restriction that will say it's unique, it should be unique, a restriction it says it cannot be empty, a restriction says if the data is not available, you will enter the data called no job. Okay, shall we do a screen sharing and see it? Okay, anyone who like to do the screen sharing part? Okay, okay, I'll tell you may put the screen sharing already can screen share now. We'll see what we did. Okay. Okay. Yes, yes, share it, share it. Okay, skills you got time for the mostly like okay, practical than screen share one. Yes, okay. Now, Akil is sharing the screen. Okay. Okay. First thing, Akil. Okay. First thing in here, you have to see the connection. Connection on the when you turn off the computer and turn it on, and the connection on the run now. Local click on. And the local click button, you have the local SQL and MySQL is there. Now local is your SAMP. Now let's assume we'll use our own database. So you go to MySQL edit option. Yeah. I'll edit பண்ணி அது டெஸ்ட் பண்ணி பாருங்க வேலை செய்தா சரி. Click that edit, yeah, and then test it and see. Now fine. So you have to go through step by step. Okay, then you say connect. Okay. Now we'll use a normal command. Number one mail command or show databases. Yeah, I keep that also fine. Okay, number one, show databases. If you press Control plus plus, it will become bigger. Show databases, capital or simple. But normally keywords when the capital, it's good. Show databases. It was run karo. Semicolon and run karo. So you will be able to get all the databases. Yeah, fine. Now we are going to select the database. So you can see in the next second line. Okay, use the database that you have created. Use and what is the database you have created? Anonymous. Simple, no? Yeah. Database name and table name, you have to write it in the way that you have written. Semicolon and run. Nice. Now you have selected the database. Now, in the third line, type a command show tables. Show tables. Now this command will be, you know what happens in this command. This command will show the tables inside. Show tables or table. It's for tables. It's okay. Yeah, see, inside the database called anonymous, there is no table. So we're going to create a student table in there. So, okay, கொஞ்சம் கோட பெருசாகும். Press Control and plus. பெருசாகும். Zoom பண்ண சொல்லி. Control plus. All right. Tension. All right. இதும் பிரச்சனை இல்ல. Okay. Okay. Now, next line, create table student bracket. Is it compulsory to write in capital? No. Simple. Student, open bracket. This is the proper way of writing. Press enter. It will come to the next line. Now, each and every line, we will write the column name. So, we'll write the first column name called student ID, STID, and space. And we say what type of data type. Int. We can say it can have 10 characters or something. Within brackets, int you have to say the size 10. And we'll give student ID as the primary key. Space primary key. So we have completed first row. Primary key. Comma. Let's go for the second row. Name. Vacha 200 or something. Bracket 200. 250. Okay, fine. Okay. Bracket. Comma. Okay. Next, we'll add city. City. Okay. When you're using the column names, make sure you have simple. Don't use capital simple mix. It will be difficult when you're referring it later. So city, we'll put it as Vacha 20. And we'll add this default also. Vacha 20. Okay. And we'll add right default space. Default is a keyword, very good. Space. And then within single or double, it doesn't matter because you're entering a text now. Single, we'll say no city, or else no, not defined, or not defined or something. Not defined. Okay, what will happen here? If the user didn't enter data for city, by default, it will be written as not defined. Now you can end in line number 8 with a semicolon and run the code. Line number 8, bracket have it as bracket. Okay, and put a semicolon. Yeah, that place. Okay, now run the code. I remove it. Right. Remember, last column, we don't put a comma. If you put a comma, it says there is another column also. Successful. Now, we have created the table. The table is not there. You can click line number 3. We have already entered the data. And line number 3, click that line number 3. Line number 3. So now use anonymous key show tables. Other click run pannu. That will run that line. See, students vandit. Okay, you can make it smaller. Control minus. All right, okay. Nice. Now, there is another code to give description about the code also. We can have another code also, like use another line. DESC, describe. DE, it's a keyword. DESC, line number 10. Yeah, line number 10. No, you don't write anything in this. Create table on a That's finished. Line number 10. It's a new code. We're going to use another code. So use a new line. Okay. DESC. That means describe. SC. Describe one. Describe use panni work DESC. Right. space, and we say the table name, student, and run that semicolon photo. What will give you is, it will give you the description of the student table. Student table has 3 columns: student ID, name, and city. Uh, Type is int vacha 255. Null, not null, which means you cannot have empty values. These two can be null. Akil, put a side karandu. It was a key skill. There a bar put the key on the primary key. Student ID we have given primary key, and default not defined. If you enter an empty value, it will become not defined. Understood? Clear? My code. Happy? Okay. Thank you, Akhil, for your support. Okay. Nice. Well, phone ne karna koda poda kera sei. Well, message dana drop karo thari. Ina pasa foreign key poda lokoi. Abhi ek register mein note ke lesson liya kamo. 100% practical hai, not a theory subject. Practice panni padinga. Anonymous is no longer anonymous. Anonymous. Foreign keys where we'll be linking it. Okay, the way for code deck, that's not code deck. Shahda, regarding it, I would recommend you to go and check the day one recording. So, ek balala, ek recording ki I will be have informed you what software and everything. Adu poro check it out. நான் சும்மா மொட்டையா சொன்னா விளங்காது. அது பெரிய ப்ராசஸ் உண்டு. Okay, so what is this foreign key? Okay, so when it comes to a foreign key, it's where you're going to link it. Okay, so how to ensure this foreign key? So foreign key one, it's like this. We'll assume there is this table. Foreign key ka dana. Example, they will ask you to write the code. Okay, right. So we have made the foreign key by entering student enroll for a course. Enroll for a course. A student enrolls for one course and one course has many students. A student enroll for one course and one course has many students. So here we have course ID and here we have course name. Now make up a relational scheme ke liye nawanang student table. We have student ID. Akil, get ready. No, practically we have date of birth, age. Sharia. It was a course table. We have the course ID, course name. Now these are the columns. We have it. Okay. But are they connected? Okay. So are they connected? Not yet. They are not connected. So you know how to connect these two. අපි දන්න මේ කොහොමද කනෙක්ට් කරන්න කියලා. one side එකෙන් අරගෙන මෙහා පැත්ත මිනි එකට දානවා. Primary key from the course table taken it to foreign key. Primary key from the course table will come to the student table as the foreign key. So primary key of the course table will get it here. මේව දන්නවනේ. මේව basics Okay. Right. This will come here. Okay, so this is the primary key, this is the foreign key. So we have to now say that CID is a foreign key. Foreign key constraint. Foreign key constraint. Did you all get what I'm trying to do here? We are going to add a foreign key. Like how did we add a primary key? We'll add a foreign key. Okay then. Shall we try it? Okay, because we what are we going to do? So how to edit? The usual command normal command we'll put a comma. That's a tables. We're going to say CID or else my example is on the keyword. We'll say the column name, column, okay, CID. We use a keyword called references. Table column. What the hell is this, sir? Sir, hold on. Okay, column references a table column. It's the syntax. Okay, make a syntax. And then I'll give the example also. Let's go for the example. Here, in this example, CID is the primary foreign key. May CID references mono table. We're going to refer it to what table? Hazi, Kaltaf, Hajra, Kabir. CID is the foreign key in this here for what table it is going to be. Student table இல்லடா, student table தனிக்குது. இது எந்த டேபிளுக்கு ரெஃபர் பண்றோம்? கோர்ஸ் டேபிள் எதுக்கு? கோர்ஸ் டேபிள் கோர்ஸ் ஐடிக்கு. So what is it senna? This foreign key මෙන්න මේ foreign key refer කරනවා මෙයාට. So remember, this should be a primary key also. Primary key නැත්නම් refer වෙන්නේ නැහැ. Did you get the concept? තේරුණාද example? Example මෙහෙම තමයි. CID references course table එකේ course ID. Good. Hari. Good. Akile will do the code. Okay. We'll do the practical එකත් කරමුකෝ. Akile. Okay. அதுலயே see நான் டைப் பண்ணாம இந்த ஆக்கிலுக்கு சொல்றது. Okay. தட்ட மாதிரி anonymous G. Anonymous. Hari. Here there is a problem. First problem is Akil has not created the student table. So student table, student course ID illa. So what I'll do it is, we'll have a new command. We'll delete the table first. Other first delete line. Just because you delete the command doesn't mean the table will get deleted. We had to write a command. Drop next one. Drop table student. Run button. So this will delete the table. சரியா? Now after not defined, we'll add a column. After the not defined, comma, add a column called CID int 10. So we have added a column. Ye column undu venum appo link panela. So comma, and then now we'll give the foreign key. Now that CID is going to link for the course table. We'll say CID, foreign key. We have to say foreign key. Delete varadu. Foreign key CID. Foreign key CID. That's our foreign key. Space references. Space. This CID comes from what table? Course table, course ID. Course table, bracket, course ID. And then that's the code. If you run the code, it will give an error. Run panavum. Yes. Or you think it should be an error? Any idea? If you use your kidney use panna, you'll be able to find it out. Coding error illa, logic error undu. Course table illa link பண்றது. That's the problem. So we have to write a new command. Line number 13 create a course table first. This is in practical. So create table course, course ID and course name is enough. So yeah, course bracket, course ID int 10. And give it as a primary key, very important. In the case, primary key, comma, course name. Vacha 200 or whatever you can give. Okay, semicolon போட்டு last column we don't put a comma. If you put a comma, it's error. Semicolon and run. This will make creating the course table. Now click the student table line and run that. Foreign key bracket. Foreign key CID bracket level. CID bracket. Put the CID in brackets. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Okay. Successful. Successful. So we have now created the foreign key. Click line number 11 and run. We will be able to get information about it. Foreign key. Run that. See, stid, integer, all are there. CID. Key it has says multi. Multi sonna, it is a foreign key. Okay. It says did you understand? Guys, give me a minute. Hari. Composite primary key bar. So what are the doubts you all have all done? Akili, thank you. Okay. Ko mageki. The mageki put a mitra hadan foreign key column references table name column. Foreign key CID references posting. Okay, now Sahla and Hajara, those who asked doubts, all the clear with regards to this part. Shetane. Put the kinder, no make syntax foreign key column references table column. So this is how we add a foreign key. When you do foreign key, practically there are issues. It should be available. Primary key, the same data type also should be there. Now, if CID is storing integer, and in the other table CID is storing vachasona, again error. So it should be same. So when you allow troubleshooting, the difficult part, making the table is easy. But then troubleshoot put the cowl when check that also good. Okay, Rima, what's wrong here? Unknown table student. Use table, use Rima. Did you run the command use Rima? Create table, drop table. கொஞ்சம் நீங்கம்மா இதில் நீங்க which all clear. Done. There are two Rima. Yeah, what's wrong? Okay. Next one is more constraint you can apply. That is going to be check constraint. In check constraint, we can simply enter a table column name, age, we'll say in 20. And you can say check Kiladala. When you're entering the age, make sure it should be above 18. So you can restrict based on what? The number of values you're going to enter. So check constraint, okay, can be used to, okay, can be used to filter inputs. So when you're entering the age, it will check. Age he will be basically not allowing you to enter the data. Again, you are making the table and you are making a column. A column maker, you are giving a rule called as a check constraint to satisfy the condition. So if you enter your age 5 and if you try to submit the data, it will give an error. That's how it goes on. If you try to submit it by entering an age which is below 18 kilowatt, it will give an error. You can also make ID to auto increment. So we can say person ID int, we'll say 20. And I have said it is a primary key. Okay, primary key. And I can also say it has auto increment. We write auto increment in this way. It's a keyword. So auto increment. What happens is, okay, the person ID will be entered automatically. For an example, when you enter receipts invoice, we don't give the invoice number. No. When you're giving the course ID or else NIC numbers, we don't give it. Manually, automatically, the computer will figure it out. So you got auto increment. So when you give this command, what will happen is person ID will be identified by the table itself. Person ID will be entered by the system itself. Show tables will show the existing table. Describe table like a table description, which includes the primary key and everything. Table description includes column names, data types, default keys, and extras. Table description okay, we say DESC course. Describe course. What is auto increment? Normally, we manually tamai student ID, NIC number, okay, course ID, invoice number, we manually dinne. But if you use this command called as auto increment, you don't need to give it. The system will figure it out on its own. He will automatically increment and he will have a numbering. From 0 onwards, he will go. Okay, so you just enter the data, automatically the person ID or invoice number or order ID will be added. He will itself add it. Okay, enter every data. Create a table without a primary key. Easy. Create උඩ තියලා තියෙනනේ table course for id int 20 primary key නැතුව course name varcha 20 duration of the course varcha 20 இது தேவையா எங்களுக்கு after creating fill think that okay we have forgotten the primary key okay අපිට අමතකුණා table එක add කරන්න foreign key මරන්දිருப்பா அப்படின்னா you can use alter statement in alter statement you say alter table hey எனக்கு மறந்துட்டு course id ல primary key ஓட்டுறதுக்கு so can you edit no problem add பண்ணும் alter table in a table course table add primary key and we'll say hey அந்த course id கொஞ்சம் primary key ஆக்கிடேலுமா பா கொஞ்சம் add பண்ணிடுங்கப்பா So will you be uploading the session to the website? No, I'll be uploading YouTube. Anyone can study. Anyone can study. Okay. Yeah, as long you study, no problem. If you don't study, what is the problem? Yeah, don't be like Hajara calling and asking, sir, can I get the link for today's class, sir? Kela. So don't we put brackets now, because it's a one single command. No? If you're including two column, this is in composite primary key, Kabir. இப்படிதான் composite primary key வரும். If you put it like this, composite primary key ஆயிடும். Okay. So can we take opposite primary key as a foreign key in a situation? If so, how we do? First, you have to do it as a composite primary key kila add karala. Separate la tani taniya நீங்க add பண்ணணும். Example, we'll say like this. Now staff will say, let's say a table name. It's a good question, Ishma. How to add a composite primary key as a foreign key? Okay, we'll see there is a table called holding table. In this holding table, we have the account ID, comma, we have the supply ID. Now, both of them together, it's a composite primary key. Also, it is a foreign key. In account table, in the supply table. Is it was a question? No. Holding table, this is a composite primary key. Also, this is a foreign key. You have to add it as a foreign key. Also, you had add it as a composite primary key. How to do it? We can add a primary key telling that this is a key line la primary key reported. You can say like this. Comma foreign key foreign key account ID preferences account table account ID comma foreign key supplier ID references, supplier table, supplier ID. Budak case the composite primary key and the foreign keys. Ketapulla doubt Ketapulla illam peita, but others I hope shall have understood what did I do right now. How to add a composite primary key and also foreign key. So you have to write it twice. Guys, studying this one in online is easy now, especially physical lege පුළුවන් physical के questions करने को होता है. Okay, physical लेके अभी questions करने को होता है. Yeah, yeah. In physical you do question, it's okay, but then online लेके अभी coding no. Okay, it's all the coding. So how can I get the tute? You can get the tute from our LMS. Okay, LMS you can download. After the class, you drop me a message. Okay, yeah, drop a message. Question क्या? Questions physical करो मैं के अभी theoretical कर रहा हूँ. Yeah, எப்படி படிச்சாலும் ஈஸி வரும். மூஞ்சி லட்சணம் அப்படி. Hari, अनित line ने के you have a code. Try to do this one. These two code देख घंटा बोलो. Next page ये question देगा तीनों. एक code देख घंटा बोलो. Question देगा तीनों code देख घंटा बोलो. Guys, anyone who can send me the code? Code they put the क्या होना वाला बनाना. Okay, our boy has sent. Let's see. Table yo-yo. அடிப்பட போறான் பாரு. Enroll table பேரு யோயோ அடிச்சு வச்சுக்குது. Okay, வரும். Create create table student bracket student ID int 20 primary key name vacha age int not null is given. Okay, telephone number int 20 city vacha idu varada. This one come and that is correct. Yo illada. Enroll SID int primary key date க்கு வந்து date தான். Date foreign keys you have to give it, no? Foreign keys you have to give that code also. Yeah, 2 times. Foreign key SID references foreign key கண்ணும் போட்டியா போகுது அந்த போடாது. Foreign key course ID references. What table pa? Student table plus student ID. Now, if you go and do this code in your practical, it won't come. You all know the reason. First, you all have to make the table. It will work. Nice. Okay. But okay. I code the type කරන්න නැත්නම් ටග්ගාම type කරන්න නම් ඒකත් දාගන්න create table student so why city won't come in the code? City වරද්දානේ. Primary key you can write in capital simple, doesn't matter. You have put across. No. He has put this comma is there. He has put a comma there. I'm writing it again. Okay. Age again not null දාලා it's optional. ඕනනම් දාන්න පුළුවන් telephone number. cut பண்ணீங்களா? Okay, fine. City. SID int 20 primary key co-id int 20 primary key foreign key SID references host table CID student table SID. கடைசி ரோக்கு it won't come. Date, date, date. Date is the column name and date is the data type itself. It was say adding a foreign key, hurry. Adding a new column. You have forgotten to add the duration and we'll say in the course table, you have forgotten to add the duration and the fees. Date is the table name. This one the column name. And this is the data type. That's the data type. Date, time, timestamp, year. Okay. How to add a column? Alt table, we'll say course, add, we'll say duration, int or else varchar, int 20. एक alt table के एक change काय करන්න පුළුවන් ඈ. Don't think எல்லாத்தையும் போட்டு எல்லாத்தையும் போடல. एक alt table के you can only do one change. Like you're adding a column or deleting a column or adding a primary key. அது மாதிரி. Remove a column, alt table, course, drop column. We don't say delete. Drop column, column name வந்து add column, add column, add drop column. What is the column name? The duration madam. Kasama paridimuta good only kenchiduk. Okay. எனக்கும் தான் பசிப்பா எனக்கும் பசிதான் நிறைய பசி பட் ரிசல்ட் எடுக்கிற வெரி பசி வேற வெரி வேறு எல்லாம் வேற வேற டிபார்ட்மெண்ட் சார் ஓகே guys practical කරගන්න worksheets බර ගන්න දීලා තියෙනවා you'll see and check and ඔයගොල්ලෝ මාරු කරගෙන කරගන්න make it to remove primary key use a drop primary key column name so you can say all the table I'll say course drop primary key course id okay but if you have given a foreign key you can't drop it there will be an error again a foreign key vela tibbot මේක delete කරන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ you have to delete the foreign key and then only come to here if you want to drop the table drop killing and remove the table drop table you can say course so pesama parthi motta idum kudella ikenje edukku கடைசிக்கு எல்லாத்தையும் delete பண்ணி போட்டோம் drop table student down வானம் போ database Okay. Then there is a command called as truncate table. Truncate. Truncate is where you will delete all the entries in the table and make it empty. Okay. Deleting all entries entered in the table. So basically in a truncate table, you will be basically deleting all the entries. Whatever the entries, like on a table empty table, you know. Okay, making it empty table. Okay, empty table killer the column it will be still there. So we say truncate It's like delete all table student. Thank you. Delete all entries entered in the table. Empty table. It's like delete all. ஓகே சார் நீங்களாவே கிரியேட் பண்ண சொல்லி தருவீங்களா? நீங்களே delete பண்றீங்க, நீங்களே add பண்றீங்க, எதுக்கு? இதை பத்தி you can also modify a column, like you wanted to change the column name சொல்லுவோமே. Column name என்ன? Alter table. We'll say course. Modify column. We'll say you wanted to change the column alteration. We'll say we wanted to change the duration as int, and we can wanted to edit as not null. So like you wanted to do modification for that column, so now you can do this. Like you have already made the column, but a column make we wanted to add not null. So this is something new we adding. So this modification you can try in alter table, modify command. If you want to rename the table, alter table course, modify, okay, sorry, rename column, you can say duration to, you can say you're changing the duration to total duration. This is the old name, this is the new name. Sama Parithimuta could only old name, new name. So how to replace a column? Replace a column, so now what do you mean by replace? Modify, change column properties. Properties such as data type. You can change data type, size, constraint. What is it? So cannot replace a table. Replace nothing. What do you mean by replacing? I can replace the meaning in the கேட்ட கேள்வி இப்போ முடிக்கிறா முடியும்னு முடிக்கிற இப்போ கேள்வின்னு கேட்டுட்டு நான் ஓகே நோ நீட் சார் ஒரு லைட் கன்ஃபியூஷன் சார் இது திருட்டு முடியும்னு முடிக்கிறது பாரு இப்ப நான் கேட்கிறேன் இதோட கேள்வி வந்து திருட்டு முடியும்னு முடிக்குது. Ultra, alter, oh, alter, 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 இல்ல alter, 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 alter. Finally, you can add comments to make your code much more meaningful. You can add comments to make your code much more meaningful. You can write a single line comment by giving double dash. You can give a single line comment. If you're going for a multi-line comment, / enter comment here. Yes. The double dash is single line comment. How to put it? This is a single line comment. This is a multi-line comment. Enter here. Multi-line in Python also same, no? Okay, single line in Python hash, multi-line is also like this. The triple inverted commas 3 times. In Python, hash is for single, for multi. Oh, so why do we use comments? Comments because to give description for your code. Now, if I have this code, if you want to know what is this code is all about, here I have this description. So this description will know that this is why I have used this code. So this one is a comment. Comments allows you to communicate with the code, okay, communicate and tell about your code. This is not for the program, this is for the programmer. Comments are for users, and developers. Understood, Rishta? Good. Comments use කරොත් your code will be more meaningful. එතකොට දන්නවා ඇයි අපි මේ code එක ගැහුවේ කියලා. Okay. තව in detail example කරොත් මෙන්න මේ වගේ. දැන් මෙතන මම code එකක් ගහලා තියෙනවා. මේ use කියලා code එකක් ගහලා තියෙනවා. We don't know what the hell is this use command. So you can have a comment telling that select the database Riyas Rushard. This is a comment. This comment tells that, okay, comment number 3, line number 4, line 4, select the database. So you can write the comment as you want. Comment will basically describes about the code. Hi. So we have another 2 more only. DML. Yeah, actually the DML SQL almost like 2 class, mostly 2 to 3 class revision karna kodakku 1 day okay, but whatever we finish, it is okay not worth it if you don't do practicals. Okay, so we have started the practicals for you. I'll also share all these things in the group. There is a separate section called query language. Okay, page number 143. 143 there is a database exercise number 2. Make a karanda patanganda. Okay, make a table like a data daneka next class. You'll make the tables. Okay, you'll make the tables in there. Create branch table. Enter karannatu. You'll try to do the foreign keys and everything. Avi passe database tika dagamu. You can do exercise 1 also. Exercise 1 ekat karanna puluwan, exercise 2 ekat karanna puluwan. That is up to you all. Ogalan karat thamai therenne naththang therenne. Okay, practical I have given the mobile phone. I have given you how to use it. Practicals dala තියෙනවා code එක download આવොත් you will make sure you will send us the answer. Question එක ලියන්න අපි answer එක හදලා දෙන්නම්. Okay, page number 144, 44 and 145. 143 linear home pass without. Yes. That comes to the end of our close, okay, class for you all today. So coding is done through laptop and phone. Yeah. If you do practice, you don't need to memorize the code. Okay, memorize current don't. Good night. Good night for you all of you guys. Allah all take care. Okay. See you all in next class then. Bye bye. Okay. From next week we are starting the paper series also. Okay, 2024. So Qatar 25 by the Qatar serum. Allah bye. Good night to all of you. And I go on. Assalamu alaikum.